Ladies and gentlemen, this is an announcement to all of those that are beginner chess players. Do not, and I repeat, do not, for the love of everything, I'm literally making prayer hands right now. I wish y'all can see this shit. Play a gambit. If you do not understand continuity, he clearly lost this game on continuity. 13 moves. 13 moves. He lost this game because he literally couldn't understand such a simple concept. But it's chess, so it's life, I guess, right? Let's go to the beginning. So, like I said, this guy played a gambit. I was just ready to play a normal London. That's what I wanted. Oh, get my knight here. I wanted to play a normal London, and then we play chess after that, right? But life goes on, and he gambits the pawn, which is fair and all, but at this level, I'm just gonna take. I'm just going to take, and I'm just going to force you to actually win the end game. Or you can take the pawn back. I'm not really that uh caught up about it. And the reason it just is it's bad is because not only is he gambiting playing with black, so not only do I get I still get a free turn, but I'm also just going to develop like, and that's what I do. So now the pawn is defended, so there's no real novelty in the gambit. And then he plays this move, which I, for the life of me, could not understand because it clearly just hangs the knight. Now, this is an advanced concept that some won't understand, but doubling the pawns like this, yes, it opens this file, which is somewhat scary. But at this stage in the game, it means absolutely jack shit. And also, this bishop is horrible now. I mean, it got this diagonal, but, you're not really going to develop it over there. But, I mean, you could give the check over there and, then I'll block like this or like this. But, it's just not good. I'm already +1. And you have no justifiable reason for the position right now. But, it's only 4 moves ahead. And even though he only played 9 more moves from here, um, it is what it is. So I'm going to keep developing because that was my plan anyway. He then takes, which you see how the eval just shoots up because you just lost a knight too. Now you've lost both of your knights for a bishop and a pawn. That is just losing. It just is. But, he's stubborn, so he's like, I'm going to bring my queen out. This is also not a good move because no real threat, you know, and I'm just going to put my knight here. Now my knight's defended by said knight. So the only 2 pieces I've developed are defended by each other. Crazy concept. And now the one piece that he had developed has to go all the way back to the home square. Do not gambit pawns if you do not know how to gambit pawns. It's just that simple. Now I'm getting my light squared in the game. And, um, my pawn complex is pretty balanced right now. And his is already imbalanced. So, imbalanced pawn structure is reason number one the gambit was bad. Both of my knights are in the game, while he lost both of his knights. Another reason the gambit was bad. The one piece he had developed immediately had to get sent back to the home square. Three reasons that's bad. And to top it all off, you would think a gambit would damage my pawn structure, right? Because let's go back. My pawns is doubled right here. This is doubled, and this pawn is a weakness. This pawn is just a weakness, which is why I was totally fine with losing it. But he played it in such a way that he really didn't want to, he didn't really want to take it. Because I mean, you would have been better off just making this trade, right? You see, it went from, I think it was like +5 when he took after this. Yeah, it's like basically +5. It's slight advantages, but in chess, that shit matters. But regardless, this is just not a sound gambit game. It just wasn't. The idea of a gambit is to slowly develop pieces targeting the pawn that was here, the pawn that took, basically, and to slowly win it back or just keep the pressure there to where that pawn is never going to move. At the very least, you want to make sure that pawn either never moves or it's sent in to perish very soon, right? But he doesn't do that because he couldn't even develop any pieces without just completely missing ideas. This was the first move that actually did something, right? But it's not doing much. But pressure there is never bad. It's never bad. So this is a good fair development move, and this is also a fair development move. However, I have 3 pieces out to his 2. That's number 1. I am up a pawn and a knight. It's number 2. And my queen is pretty much about to threaten mate soon. With various ideas. You got this. This is not mate because this is guarding. But you're gonna see how the continuity flips. So already continuity is getting fucked on. Because now this square is open. And I am completely willing to lose this knight because we're going to laser beam with our rook after we castle. See that? Now the rook and the queen's laser beaming. And if the queen gets here, it's just game over. Even if this knight takes. I mean, even if the pawn takes, which is what happened. But it's not game over yet, though, because this is not mate. Not because the king can take, because obviously he can't, because the rook is defending. But because the bishop would take, right? You see that? This is also not mate. Get rid of these arrows. This is also not mate because guess who's defending? This is where he loses the continuity. And I was scared to play this move at this point in time. But I knew, given how he was playing, that he was probably going to miss the idea. It's knight takes on e5. The reason this move is so scary is because it's threatening this, which is not a fork. Because, yeah, it's not a fork. This bishop is not a problem. But it's threatening the rook. And again, at no point can this queen take. The queen takes, it's literally mate 1. And not only does it threaten the rook, the king can't take because the bishop is defending. See how the continuity is slowly coming together? Right. But he misses the idea and he takes anyway, which literally hangs mate in 1 with queen d8. The reason, again, the only thing that was holding Black's position together at this point because he didn't develop. So this rook is not in the game. So there's nothing defending the back rank because my rook is laser beaming the back rank along with the queen. But this was the only thing that was holding Black's position together. And, you know, it goes back to the simple counting exercise when you're trying to recognize when to sacrifice pieces. This seems like a pure knight sack, and it is. Let's not get into it. It is. Only because the one thing that was holding the position together and was keeping this king afloat cannot take this knight. And that's when you have to realize how many attacking pieces you have. 1, 2, 3, 4. You have 4 attacking pieces in this position. There's only 2 things really holding together. Really one, because this bishop is not defending anything. There's like the threat of the position. This bishop is like not threatening or not defending anything. The only defense from an explosive diarrhea of a checkmate was this queen and this bishop. That's it. Because the threats were queen d7 or queen d8. d7 doesn't work here, even after takes. Oh, sorry, even after. I believe this is, yes, this is also mate in 1 because, you know, you can still go here. But d7 doesn't work because bishop is still there. But d8 only defended by the queen because the king cannot take because we have a rook on the d file as well. And he doesn't spot the continuity and he takes. And that's just mate in 1, bro. Do not gambit a pawn if you're not ready to have open lines like this, because this is what gambits do. This is what happens when you gambit pawns. The whole point is to open up the position more, so the lines are more impactful. And you know, in this position, had he not have taken, and I mean, I don't know what really would have defended here. Like, truthfully, like, maybe here. This is still not good, probably because you'll just trade queens, and black is like completely winning. Because you got like ideas like this, and you know, you still got a complete attack barreling down on black's position, but no, he just did not recognize the continuity here, and just blundered the mate in 1, like completely. Like it literally goes from +2. I'm only +2 in this position, which is a lot considering it's only move 12, and you know he doesn't have neither one of his stronger pieces. Honestly, at this point, the light square bishop is just got all types of diagonal pressure that it can exhibit. It could even go like here, right? Threatening the queen, but you know, it's not really a major threat, but and it'll also probably blunder this completely, you know, but the continuity is going to save you or it's just going to completely kill you. Get out of here.